So hello, my name's Rob and this is Cattle Rabbit Scale Model Studios, and in this video I'm going to be taking a look at the Dark Angels chapter Master Lazarus and what sets him apart from some of the other chapter masters that GW ended up releasing. This guy's been out of stock for such a long time, so much that I ended up kit bashing my own kind of captain chapter master guy, and since then I have subsequently gone a little bit Dark Angels mad. Something about an artifact hidden in the rock, I have no idea. But I've wanted this guy for such a long time now, so I thought I'd better show him off because it's been a long time coming. As always, if you like this video, do give us a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Anything you want to know about the video, just leave a comment. I'm not going to show you how I painted him, but I am going to show you him painted at the end and my sub-assemblies and things like that. Now, why this guy is a little bit better than some of the other chapter masters that came out is you can actually build a variant out of him. He comes with a few head options, few arm options, and looking at ones like Tor Garadon, which I painted previously, you just build Tor Garadon, you know, whereas this guy, he comes with a few extra bits. I am going to show you what he comes with at the end, but if we open him up here, you'll see that it's quite it's a slightly beefier box than your normal clamshell or, you know, little thin box. It's quite a thicker package. It comes with nice little trays. I end up using them for it will get filled with bits. But looking at the instructions, he goes together quite nicely. I will talk you through a little bit of an issue I had with him, but I think that is a fault on my part a little bit later. I do tend to dry fit everything. So I think I made a small error, but I'll get to that when I reach there. Obviously, I am going to be building him as Chapter Master Lazarus as I am doing the 5th, so he is going to leave my 5th company, but obviously you can mix and match him if you want. He comes with a few options. As you can see here, he's kind of got this really cool gun arm that he's holding with a different arm, so it's not like a lot of the time it's the same arm that holds something. Note this is different. You have the arm and the gun spare and the arm and the helmet, so if you wanted to build a variant you actually got all the bits to do so. Obviously Enmity Edge, his weapon of choice, and the date card is out of date now, so I'm not going to bother going into that. So looking at the sprues themselves, as we can see, the first one, we have all of his head options. He comes with the Chapter Master Lazarus head, and then he's got a helmeted version for a generic captain and just a normal, I guess, a bald old space marine. As you can see here, Enmity's Edge is a little bit bigger than the usual power swords. Really, really nice detail, as always. I like the cape. This one has all of the his left hand weapons on, and this one has all of his right hand weapons. Obviously, once again, you can see that the knees, pads and things like that are separate. The shins are separate, like the lower leg sections and things like that. All the shoulder pads are separate. If you wanted to kit bash this, it would be really easy to do so. So obviously, just once again, everything's nice and separate. I really, really like that. There is a small little thing that his cape wheel, straight away you can kind of see it hides one of the legs. I do point this out a little bit later as well. Once again, I will talk about sub-assemblies and how I'm doing mine. He does come with a 40mm base, as most of the captains do, so you've got a lot of scope to do things with. I am just going to unclip him now. Now the reason why I ended up getting this miniature, I thought I would talk about it as it's, I think it's a lovely little story, is that it was in the UK on the 18th, it was actually Father's Day, and it was also my daughter's birthday. Because we didn't want to celebrate Father's Day on her birthday, we actually we did it a day early, and my kids kindly got me these lovely models. I did get a few other ones that I am going to show off a little bit later. I won't say which ones just yet. If you're on Instagram, you probably already know, but I've really wanted Lazarus for a while, so I was super chuffed to get this, so thanks kids. So as you can see, and this is what I was talking about, I've unclipped all the bits I need for Lazarus, but as you can see that the gun that he's holding and the hand for it is still separate. I know, like I said, a lot of times GW uses the same bits, but this isn't the case. You also get the power fist and the 2 head sculpts here. This is what I really like about this kit, because it does come with extra bits, and if you wanted to, you could just grab a Primaris body and make another miniature out of this. That's a big win. I like stuff like that. Now these are my sub-assemblies, and I'll talk you through the reason why I'm doing this. This leg will be kept separately. It's got a lot of little studs on and stuff like that, and obviously the front bit of the cape does obscure it. However, you can glue on his side pouch and gun, and it does snap in quite nicely. So I will be keeping that separate. Obviously his helmeted arm, that's because I can't get to the side of the head, and also the side of his tabard tunic. I don't know what they're actually called. Special robe. Same again with this. You probably could have glued the sword arm on if you're building Lazarus. However, it just makes it a little bit easier. And if I don't have to work around something, then I often choose not to. One thing I did notice, these have these little bumps on them, which you actually have to glue the shoulder pad to. It's nice, but I don't know why it's just not a slightly bigger arm section. Now the cape I did have an issue with when I painted it, and I think it's where the obviously spray paint in and maybe I hadn't scratched away enough of it, it decided that it just wanted to keep popping out. So I did have to kind of shave a little bit more away and hold it nice and tight with an elastic band until the super glue actually set. And here you can see Lazarus kind of as he will look. I've left his little book and his dagger off the side because once again I don't really need to paint around it if I don't have to, so I've opted not to. And the arm does look a little bit jank because obviously it is just blue tacked on, so it's not quite aligned perfectly, but you do get the idea. I really like this miniature. I like the way he's holding. I think it's quite unique compared to some of the other chapter masters that were released. He's very to me, he's got a great sense of elegance, and I can really appreciate that. I think he's going to fit wonderfully in with my other Dark Angels when he's all painted up, which you're actually going to see in about 5 seconds according to the timeline. So here he is. This took me about 3 days. I stuck closely to the box art as I want it to be fairly accurate. I felt he deserved quite a nice paint job, so I did kind of push myself a little bit to kind of replicate that box art style. Not something I always like doing, but I do think in this instance the model was worth it. Really happy with how this guy turned out. For the armor, obviously it was my usual Dark Angels armor recipe. If you haven't seen that, I will put a little thing in the top right hand corner now, and I'll also leave a link to it down in the pinned comment below. I'll also leave one for my Deathwing as well, because that's the same way of how I did the robes. Obviously the cape was done using my 3 colour method that I spoke about in my Lion video. You should definitely go and check that out. But look, that's it for me in this one. I really like this. I really like how versatile this kit is. But like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time. God bless and take care.